Hello and welcome to a CPAO podcast. Today we will be interviewing 2020 Army Legend Zuke. Zuke, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Zuke, and I have the great opportunity of joining CPAO on their legendary podcast. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Pleasure to have you here. Would you like to start with a brief overview of your career just for people who don't know that much about you?
Yeah. So I started Club Penguin in 2008, and I actually saw ACP advertising, and I went to their website, and I was like, oh, that's cool, but I don't know what to do, so I just left. And
Mhm.
around like 2013, I went to their website again and actually signed up on the join page. Uh, and I wasn't really involved. I didn't attend any events, but I did join Golds in 2014 and started from there and just worked my way up. And I'm
That's
here
awesome.
today.
And was that Golds? Was Andrew 24 involved in that, or who was leading Golds at
Yeah,
the time?
it
Okay,
was
nice.
Jack Donut, Spy Guy, uh, and Andrew 24,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Flame 64, Final Chaser. They were all like HCOM.
Oh,
They
okay.
were
Like
up
the whole
there.
Drew crew
Yeah,
was there. Yeah.
yeah, it was the whole crew. Yeah, and what actually, when I joined, I got really close with Drew at first, and he actually gave me a owner.
Oh,
There was like a
nice.
ranking system, and you can give like mod or owner. He gave me owner within like my first week of being in the army. So I don't know
Yeah.
why he did that, but he did it.
Exactly, man. And if anyone here is interested, I'll actually link Zook's wiki page in the main chat. This is something I made in
The best wiki
2020. Yeah,
page.
legit. So you can see a overview of his career. I'd say some other highlights would be SWAT, right? Because you led SWAT, I
Yeah.
believe, for 7 years, right?
Has it really been 7 years?
I
I
think
had a
so,
lot of time
right?
in SWAT,
Yeah.
yeah. I joined SWAT as a member in, like, 2014, and I
Mhm.
went back and forth from SWAT to Dark Warriors,
Yeah.
but, I ranked my way up, and we weren't as big. I remember whenever we had Batter Taco come in, we would hit, like, sizes like 40 plus and stuff, but I really took off with, CP Online because I had the opportunity, and Ganger gave me that opportunity, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I got you, man. And then something you also did that people don't talk about as much as they should was that you actually led Wild Ninjas while you were dual enlisted in SWAT, and they were like a completely Spanish-speaking army, like that was their whole thing.
Yeah,
And you
man.
took them to
Yeah.
major without speaking Spanish.
Yeah, so, on that, if you had, like, days, which is, some kind of feature that lets your powers work,
Mhm.
they gave you a feature where you can use the translate app, and basically everything you said, it would translate it, and everything someone
Yeah,
else says, it would translate it. So, basically, I had Google Translate working for me, and it did work
nice.
out. Yeah, I did do that. That
Yeah.
was pretty fun, yeah.
All right, nice. All right, we've got about 7 people in here. I know some more people are gonna file in. I've received a few DMs from people. So, are you good to start with the questions, or is
Alright.
there any more
Yeah,
background you want
sure,
to cover?
yeah.
All right, sweet.
No, let's get into the questions, yeah.
All right, the first question I have is Army Legends have had a huge impact on the community as a whole. So, how do you feel you have impacted the community?
Well, I want to start by saying some people, or actually, I want to start by saying ever since I joined the Army community, I have been a really controversial figure since 2014. And I've always had haters. I've always been getting death threats and all that stuff on Zat, and lots of threats and a lot of haters. And to this day, I still have some haters. I'm not going to name any names, but I guess you could guess. I will say that CPA was a big hater
Right.
that hated me. Um, and some of those people say uh, Army Legends are people that impacted the community or influenced the community. And some of the stuff I've done was unique, never done before. And I did impact all the armies at the same time. I used my skills that I developed when Club Penguin closed in like 2017. I went to CPPSs and I started designing. And I figured out how all the servers work and everything, and I actually created servers myself. And when I saw the opportunity to bring SWAT back with Club Penguin Online, I'm like, I gotta input my skills and knowledge to the actual game itself and not just armies. So I helped Water Kid. I helped him make some items for the game. I'm like, look, man, you got to help me out and give me a code. So I got a code going. It was SWAT of CP, and it was a custom uniform. It's the red SWAT. If you ever look up red SWAT on Google, you probably see it. And I integrated that with the game, and it was really cool and unique, and I got a lot of people in it. And at that point, I got other armies involved too. I had Ice Warriors, Golds, and Dark Warriors. I made them custom items as well, and they all got codes too. And I think it's really cool that one of the biggest events in Army history was when Ice Warriors and Doritos had a war. And one event, they both maxed like probably 250 plus, I think. And pretty sure Ice Warriors was using my custom uniform. So I'm glad that I was a part of that. And after CPO closed, I moved to CPA the game. All the armies did. And at that time, I moved all my items over from CPO, and I actually made other armies items as well. I made Doritos, RPF, Chaos. I made all of them items. And then at that point, I made hunts, which I think you liked, right? You like all them hunts.
Oh yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, I made the Bubble Buddy background. I made custom rooms,
Yes,
and
sir.
those rooms were fit for armies. I made them bigger. I made them like themed with spray paint and names of big influencers in the community. I put them all over the place, and it worked out well. And all the armies loved it. I'd
Yeah,
say the
legit.
only haters was CPA because they didn't like me and they wanted to get rid of that.
Yeah, Sipa and
But
Honda primarily would seem to be like
yeah,
against you, you know?
yeah, and but I think it's really cool because all those custom rooms and items I made will live on forever because armies, they take event pictures and stuff and they just throw those on the website. So those will live on there forever. If you ever find those events on those websites, you'll probably see those cool ass rooms. And
Exactly.
that's what I did. Yeah.
I sent a picture of both Zuke's custom items and a little gallery of his rooms if you guys are interested in seeing that
I
in
think
our main chat.
that's on the wiki as well too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, check out his
But
wiki page.
again, what CPA the game and CP Army is using my files, that impacted and influenced all armies at the same time, man. Like all armies
Yeah,
loved it. It
exactly.
was helping all the armies at the same time. And some people, like I said, they're haters. They don't want to get that through their head and they don't want to believe it, but it's what happened. It's the facts. And I'm there for it for the future. I'm down to help and make, more assets and art for the future and HTML CPPSs. I'm all for it, man.
Exactly. That's awesome, man. And a picture I just sent in the main chat is also that's the ship hold right there. Zook was kind enough to put my name in the ship hold as I like created a wiki page for him. So that was sort of like a thank you to me, which meant a lot to have my name in there. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my second question for you is going to be, you've contributed a lot to armies, past and present, throughout your entire career, you've been a strong force within armies. What army do you feel you have left the biggest impact in, and why?
I mean, I feel like there's two armies that left the biggest impacts in. That is SWAT and Ice Warriors. I love those armies deeply. SWAT, I've been with it for years, and creating those custom items and stuff. And even after I left, and they had their Ollie was leading, and they had their purple gen. I created the purple items, and
Yeah,
because of me, they call it the purple gen, and they loved that. And I think they still use my art on their website to this day.
yeah,
But Ice Warriors, when I got Ice Warriors leader, my main goal was to fix everything up. The Discord was like, I just made the channels look cleaner, with like emojis and stuff. And the website itself, I fixed it up. I added that little menu thing under the header with the scroller.
yeah.
Um, I even, if you see that header on the website, it says it's made by Zam, but I actually told him what to do and I gave him some assets to use. I was like, all right,
Yeah,
you need to make it like this and do this and that with the header to make it look cleaner and all that. And the medals too. So I created custom items with CPA the game for Ice Warriors, and medals was another thing I created. And we would advertise like, hey guys, you attend this event, you get these medals. And it was really impactful because when we advertised that, hella people would pull up. We would get like over 100 plus per event. Like it was really cool, and the hype was real, man. It was really hype. So I feel like those two armies I impacted the most. Yeah.
definitely. And I've been sending a few of your medals in the main chat just so people could like get a glimpse of, all the
Right.
graphics you created and stuff.
Right.
All right. So I was wondering, so lots of times when people in armies, they're more concerned with like getting a legend status or, getting leader, than having fun sometimes, and that they kind of lose that
Hmm.
aspect of it. So I'm wondering, what has been the most enjoyable aspect of your army experience and why?
The most enjoyable, I would say, is recruiting,
Oh yeah.
because
Hmm.
you get to recruit these people and then you get to see them grow and rank up and actually become leaders. So for SWAT, I recruited all those people controlling SWAT right now, Mayor, Obs, whoever, Kaylee.
Yeah, yeah.
I recruited them because of me. They were recruited into the army and they ranked their way up, and it's cool to see that. And especially with Ice Warriors too, I had some of those troops and they were lower ranks, and it's cool to see them rank up. Shout out Ice Queen. You're a leader
Yeah,
now. That's pretty cool. It's cool to see people you recruit rank up and still be involved, and it's just really cool. And
definitely.
I love
Like,
that part
yeah,
about
it's
armies.
like you've created sort of like you've kind of molded this modern generation with your recruits because the armies would be like so incredibly different without these essential figures. Like, it's
Oh
very
yeah,
hard
for
to
sure.
imagine like SWAT without Air, Obs, Kaylee, like Ice Warrior, just like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
What do you believe your favorite custom item that you've created in the game is, and then why do you think so?
I'd say my favorite one was definitely the SWAT, red SWAT,
Oh
because
yeah.
it was the
Uh-huh.
first time for all of armies having that happen. And the red just looks so
Oh
cool with
yeah,
the
definitely.
black. But also another one is the Dark Warriors one, because the Dark Warriors, it's green and black and it just looks so cool and so slick and clean. I
Yeah.
loved it. Yeah, those are probably my favorite
I
ones.
really like the
And RPF.
oh yeah. Uh-huh. I like the Fight the
The
Good Fight guitar a lot. That one's
Yeah, that's
sick.
what I was about to say. The
Yeah.
RPF, the guitar. Yeah, that was cool.
Hmm.
Hell yeah.
That one's absolutely incredible, yeah. All right, let's look at some of the questions that you guys actually requested for Zuke to answer. So I'm gonna scroll through this channel. So Vanish did ask for an in-depth answer on why you deserved a legend. I believe you touched on that before, but what do you believe? So let me elaborate on his question. Firstly, I would like you to explain what do you believe, exemplifies a legend? Like, what do you think it means to be a legend? And then the second part to that question would be, why do you believe you deserve legend?
Okay, so I think Eden says that, legends are someone that impact or have influence on the community. And I do agree with that. So, I've done things that people have never done before, and it's the first time, and it's huge things like the rooms and the items and all that stuff. Things that people remember, things that people like will definitely remember, and positive things. Of course, there's legends that have done negative things, said negative things, and all that stuff, but they don't touch on that. They just touch on the things that impacted the community and were huge deals, stuff that people remember. And why he thinks, or why I think I deserve legend, like I said, I've done things that people have never done before. I was the reason why CP Army League had a website. I did things that people never done before, and hopefully to influence people in the future to start making items and rooms in the future. I hope that would happen. So, I mean, I'd love to be around to help and do stuff like that, but hopefully my influence with all that stuff would get other people to start doing that too, for sure.
Definitely. I feel like you made stuff like that really mainstream because it had been like all these armies like, oh man, I want like backgrounds and stuff, but it's like they never had the resources to be able to go and create that, and then you
Well, they
revolutionized
made
that aspect, you know?
they made backgrounds, but it was like Photoshop, so it was all
Right.
pixelated, not
Hmm.
clean. And with Club
Yeah, yeah.
Penguin files, you have to make it a certain way.
Hmm.
Um, for sure, yeah. Uh, yeah.
Do you have any advice for aspiring graphic artists, people that want to do the things you do?
Yeah, so I'll tell you this. I started doing graphic design because of armies. Um, and I was making backgrounds for the chats and stuff. But at the time, shout out to Spy Guy 202. He told me that my graphics were shit. And I
Hmm.
took that and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna prove him wrong. I'm gonna keep going. And I just kept it up and I just kept going with it. So to all the future people who want to be artists or want to try it out, just don't give up. Keep going. And every time you make something, make some art, just think of it as practice and just keep going. Like every time you do something new, you build up that skill.
Definitely. And I think that's a great thing now. And I know a lot of people that, want to do the things you do are definitely going to take that and it's going to be important to them and it's going to mean stuff. So this
Right.
question comes from City9. She says, aside from yourself, who do you believe is the greatest army legend of all time?
Oh wow. I would say Water Kid because he had a lot of impact, but people would hate on me for saying that.
Yeah.
Uh, I would say definitely. All right, I got two people in mind. Let's start with the first one, Andrew 24.
Oh yeah.
Andrew 24, he was so good at leading and creating a community. He even told me himself. I'm like, how do you get so big with this stuff? He's like, I just have a crew that's really good at building communities, and he was really good at that. And he moved from golds to pirates to dark warriors to ice warriors, and every single one of those armies were huge with him. And he had a lot of impact, and he was a big reason for a lot of fun battles and a lot of controversy and drama within the army community back in the day. So Andrew is definitely a legend, and man, yeah, he's definitely a lot of impact for the past. The second one would be Mustafa 10, right? He
Yeah.
he was in Doritos, but there's a lot of respect for that because he was there for years, man. Like back on Zat, he was on Doritos, and all the way to 2020 with CP Online hitting 250 plus, which is super legendary. He's been sticking with the army, and that's mad loyalty, and that builds a lot of mad respect. And he just had it going for him, dude. He's pretty up there on my list for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, legit. That's awesome, man. So this question comes out from Ugly. I believe you've touched on it briefly before with your answers to the armies you've enjoyed the most. But Ugly would like to know, what is your favorite army?
Favorite army I've worked with is definitely Ice Warriors. They had a lot of
Nice.
positive, fun people and a lot of nice people there, and it was really fun to work with Ice Warriors. I definitely liked the Ice Warriors a lot. It was probably my favorite army to work with.
Yeah. And who was leading with you at the time? It was like O'Regan 619. Was Alex a leader at that time?
No, I think Alex took my position as leader.
Oh, okay.
I think it was Agent 11, or he went
What's
by
up,
What's Up
11?
11.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day. Icy Feet,
Mm-hmm.
Flames, Mad Have, Regan, and Shindy for sure.
Oh,
Shindy
yeah.
was really cool.
Mm-hmm. And I know you've led a lot of great events, like maxing 100 plus. Are there any of those events like just stand out to you as like, this was my, golden moment or anything?
I think all of them,
Oh yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
on those events we would advertise something. The SWAT one was just war.
Mm-hmm.
We were involved. We were allies with Ice Warriors, so we had allies helping us, and that was just war. But with Ice Warriors, I advertised, "Hey guys, you're gonna get a medal," and I created these medals, or advertised the Golden Mop event, which I think got 120 plus on that event.
Yeah, yeah.
Stuff like that was really cool, and the hype, man. It's all about the hype.
Legit.
Yeah.
And the iconic shake the room tactic from the
Oh man,
Black
yeah,
Ice Alliance.
yeah. I
Yeah.
got to lead that. I don't know how much max that was. I don't know,
I
but it was
think that
pretty
was like
big
that,
for
that
sure.
must have been like definitely over 100. I think it was like
Over it,
125. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Something, yeah. It was
Mhm.
pretty big, yeah. There's the GIF. Flav just posted it. Yeah, I
Oh,
actually
nice.
recorded. That's my recording. I recorded that GIF.
And you've recorded every single event you've led 100 plus, right?
Actually, I've recorded every single event I've led, period,
Oh,
from
nice.
2020. Yeah,
Wow.
so all the SWAT events, all the Ice Warrior events, I recorded all of them.
Yeah.
Just so I don't lose that piece, man, because I can always look back at that and be like, man, that was so much fun. And not only that, to see all the people's names and just remember all those troops and stuff, because
True.
not a lot of them
Mhm.
stick around, man, and they all just disappear, and it's kind of sad, but it's
Yeah,
cool to look back at that for sure, and all the tactics and jokes and stuff.
definitely. Yeah. This one also comes from Ugg. It's a combination between his question and Fleet's question. So both say, which Club Penguin private server do you think is the best for armies out of the currently existing ones?
As of right now, there's only one, right?
There's
CPR.
CPR, but there's also like downloadable content such as like new CP. There's Pang Life. There's Club Penguin Advanced, which is upcoming. Like that was like Epic's new
So,
project.
uh, actually, Epic was working with me to make a HTML5, but I don't know where he went. He disappeared. But
Oh.
I definitely think the best one to use right now is CPR because it's
Mm-hmm.
HTML5 and you
Right.
can use it on your phone, iPad, whatever. Um, and that's the future, man. We got to get away from
Definitely.
Flash and move towards HTML5. That's how it needs to happen. So as of right now, CPR. But in the future, if Super's making his server and it's having like it's fit for armies with the army title on your name, for sure that yeah. But as of right now,
Right.
CPR. Anything HTML5, yes. Anything downloadable, I don't trust it. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think
Yeah.
it's I don't think you would hit as many sites. Think about it. When you're leading an army and you're telling people, "Oh, okay guys, we need to log on to the server and do that." But then imagine you have to also convince all your new recruits to download a program and then create an account and then also use that program to do events. It's so extra. It's not
Yeah.
needed. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. All right. So some people have questions that you've already answered. So Kurosai would like to know how you found CPA. I know you touched on that at the start, but I don't know if
How
he
I
was in
found
the
CP
VC.
Armies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So back in 2008, I found Army of Club Penguin recruiter, and he was just auto typing, I guess, or probably not auto typing at the time, but telling people to join and go to the website. And I did, but at the time I was young and I didn't really know how it works or what I was doing, so I just left it. And then around 2013, I went back to the Army of CP website and I went to the join page and I filled out all the information and signed up, but I still didn't know like events or what to do. So then I found Gold. Somehow I found myself on the Gold's Zat chat, and from there they're like, "Hey, you want to join?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll join." And
Yeah.
from there, it's just from there, yeah.
His history, yeah. Exactly. This question comes out from Hanja from TCP. She's wondering, have you been following modern CPA? And if so, what's something impactful you've noticed within recent CPA events?
So I have been following just a little bit, but not too much. Um, I do know that you guys are still doing events, and you guys are still going strong, which is cool and everything. But something impactful would be that I've noticed is Templars for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I was there when Templars was first created, and I had Zing in my DMs like, "Hey, you want to join?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't have time for armies and stuff." But I was there when it started, and it's so cool to see Templars still going today. And the impactful thing is to see how I think there's some battles with uh, Templars and Ice Warriors, which is some of the biggest battles out right now, right?
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
think that's some really impactful stuff to see. Templars hitting it strong and Ice Warriors hitting it strong and still going. That's pretty cool.
definitely. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Do you have any words of advice to people trying to do what you did and revolutionize the community to become a legend, you know?
Right. So I would say just you can be yourself. I've been myself this whole time. Of course, you can like say jokes and play a character or whatever, but I've always been myself, and with that I became a very controversial figure. Ever since 2014 I've been controversial, but you know just keep doing it, just keep the grind up, don't stop, even if things are looking really depressing it down, you guys are hitting big sizes, just know in the future with HTML5 you will have more opportunities with armies. Just keep the grind up and don't stop. And the longer you are in the community, the more you pick up on things and the more you realize, oh, I can do it like this. Oh, I could do that. And back with in 2020, I took my skills and I was like, oh, okay, I can put my skills with creating CPPS files and bring it to the army community. And that's exactly what I did. So take your
Yeah,
skills, take things that you build up and just keep going and just build off your skills. Just you can build your skills and just keep it up.
definitely. This question comes out from Flav, who is actually known to be your favorite Ice Warriors troop. Flav would like to know what is your opinion on Club Penguin Army outreach as a media organization?
I think it's dope that you are running it in the
Mm-hmm.
first place,
Yeah.
and I think it's dope that you got very unique things like podcasts and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that I see that you're not censoring things like CPA HQ or CPAN or those other ones, that they're not
Right.
censoring and blocking out people that they don't like or stuff people say. I like that this is very unique and you're
Mm-hmm.
letting people have a voice, and I think it's very big and will help in the future. And also, I want to touch on him saying favorite Ice Warriors troop. I like to say whenever I run into old troops, I do like to say, "Oh, you were one of my favorite troops in the army," because it's cool to get back in contact with old troops, and you do remember that they were a troop. So just remembering that these people were my troops, definitely one of my favorites for sure. That's how I determine who's favorites from my armies for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like something that can be pointed out from that is, leaders do impact their troops, but in a way, troops also impact their leaders. So there are lessons learned from both
Oh, for sure,
sides.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a lot of drama that happens between troops and leaders.
Yeah, definitely.
Always, it'll never go away.
Definitely, my guy. So then we have, let me see this. So Hanja from TCP is wondering, what is your opinion on other Club Penguin Army organizations and leagues? So such as
Um,
CPAN and CPHQ.
my opinion on them is I don't like how they portray themselves.
Yeah.
Because they like I said before, they like to censor things and they like to nitpick on favorites and not favorites. And I'm
Hmm.
obviously a not favorite for some of those organizations. And that's really bad because that's how you incite drama and hate. And that's influence. And that's how you start to
Right.
influence other people to have hate and drama. And that's not cool, man, at all. So that's what I think about that.
Exactly. And then Ugly would like to know, what is your favorite small medium army of all time? I feel like your impact has mostly gone in like the major community, but out of all armies you've either been a part of or like experienced the community of, which would you
Right.
consider to be your favorite?
I mean, I've always targeted myself to be with the big guys.
Mm-hmm.
But with the small medium armies, you know, back then it got to the point where small medium armies were just meme armies and just jokes. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd say all the armies, man, to be honest, all the armies, the fact that they're standing and the fact that they're, you know, running and still going, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
If I had to pick a favorite, it would be, I don't know, man. It might be either golds or wild ninjas
Oh
or
yeah. Mm-hmm.
maybe even water Vikings.
Yeah.
If they're small, medium, I don't know. I haven't really been
They're major
involved with
right
too many.
now. Yeah, they're
I
they're
haven't really been
Aaron Stone,
involved.
Revan, and Shindy are actually leading right now.
Oh, really? Shindy.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't really been involved with too many small, medium armies, but I will say I like them for the fact that they're running and striving.
Definitely. Um, so Kurosai would like to know, do you ever come back, like, do you ever plan to come back to CPA? And if you were to return, what army would you consider returning to?
Um, so would I ever return? So back then, armies died, and I did Rangers, and after that, I left. And after 2017, I haven't been involved. But then 2020 hit, and you know when you're gonna come back when you see the opportunities. And I saw the opportunity with Club Penguin Online, where they allowed recruiting, and that's a big piece. When you have a big opportunity to recruit,
Yeah.
that's when you know, and it works. That's when you know you should come back and help. Do I see myself coming back in the future? If there's an opportunity for armies to strive and be huge again,
Hmm.
bigger than CPO, I might give it a shot, possibly, if
Yeah.
I have time on my hands. And what was the second part of the
And
question?
then what army would you want to return to?
Oh, if I had a pick, I would definitely do Ice Warriors, but uh, I think I would definitely go on the route of chilling with Musta and doing something with
Yeah,
him. So maybe
definitely.
Spartans or
Oh,
some. Yeah.
true. Yeah, yeah. And I also do want to mention something because it's a big part of your history and we haven't really covered it. But
Hmm.
how does like the whole Rangers thing had created the first army to use the CP rewritten CPPS? So,
Yes.
like,
So
yeah, would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
yeah. So armies. Well, Club Penguin was shutting down. So when Club Penguin shut down, all armies on Zat, they're like, all right, that's it, we're done, and everyone quit Zat. But the few that stuck around on Zat were there, and I got together with Ganger 90 and Hamza, and we decided to create something called Rangers. And Rangers was the first army created uh, on CPR, and we called it Club Penguin Rewritten Rangers or something like that.
Yeah.
And it worked, and we were hitting pretty big sizes, and we had involvements with battles with tubas. And I think around then, when Rangers started to die out, I think RPF started to come up. And the only reason Rangers started to die out is because we used Zat at the time, and everyone was leaving Zat, and we
Oh,
didn't really
yeah.
have Discord. But me and Chad, we were pushing people to use Discord at the time. But then shortly after, I left, and I haven't been involved.
Right. Eden did bring up a point about Rangers in the chat where he said it could have been Rangers. I know EH Royals was credited with, I think that's actually why he got SM, because he brought UMA back to CPR. So what are
Well,
your thoughts on
actually,
UMA potentially being the first?
well, they I don't know how they were working at the time, but not a lot of people knew about them. And
Hmm.
actually, at the time, it was only Royals and Zeke. I think it was them two and like two of their buddies at the time. They weren't really that big, and
Hmm.
actually, they they were what was that thing when you guys call it when it's like a part of the like army, like a branch of it? They were
A
literally a
colony?
branch of Rangers. Yes, they were literally
Oh, wow.
a colony of Rangers. They were actually
Hmm.
troops in Rangers at the time. So they were
Yeah.
troops of Rangers at the time, and then slowly when Rangers died out, they kept it up, and then months later, towards the middle of the year or something,
Hmm.
or a little bit later, I guess they got bigger and had that going on for them. So yeah,
So do you think they're credited with it just because of their longevity in comparison to Rangers?
I think they're credited with they got. I heard they got a little bit bigger.
Right.
And maybe that, yeah, they were a little bit longer standing at the time, yeah. And not a lot of
Hmm.
people remember Rangers because a lot of people left that at the time. But I think Rangers was hitting sizes of like in the 20s around there, so it was pretty decent at the time.
Yeah.
But not they didn't like to put it in the history. They don't like to talk about it. It is what it is, I guess.
Yeah. That's awesome. And Ugly has another question. He's wondering, when do you think the army community will die completely? That could be 1 year, 2 years, or, whenever you feel.
Okay, I think the army community will completely die when Disney has a foot step in
Mm-hmm.
into private servers. The only thing is they only had that step in because their games were coded similar. It was Flash and C action script.
Right.
Um, Now with HTML5, Club Penguin Written's been going for a while. I think they had some deals with Disney and they pushed past that. So I think because of that, I think CPPS are here to stay and stick. And I think Disney isn't too involved with Club Penguin anymore or not onto it anymore. So I think armies are here to stay for sure.
Hmm.
Unless Disney steps their foot in and shuts everything down, then armies will go away.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this community just has so many persistent people that just will not leave. And I feel like the more and more people
I feel like
leave,
yeah,
like we've seen all these veterans leave the community, and it's to a point where it's like even some major army leaders are just so unknown, and it's kind of it's a little embarrassing to the point where like if we do legend inductions from this year, it's like they don't have a very wide pool of people to pull from just because this community has been so stagnant and it's
I
just
see that.
kind of
Yeah.
boring. Yeah.
Well, maybe because you can't compare it to Club Penguin Online and what happened there, how big things were over there comparing to how things are now, and all that. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, Ugly also has another good one. He says, "Do you prefer the modern era of army or old era of armies?"
I'll say this: old era of armies was a lot of fun. There was a lot of people involved, but
Mhm.
it was really toxic and a scary place for some people because people were getting doxxed, DDoSed, and hit offline and threatened on the daily. Man, I was getting
Right.
threats on. Dude, I would literally go onto Zat and get like private messages from random accounts threatening me, just like I hate
Right.
you, da da da. You know. So I think it's very different from back then and now because now you have a lot more opportunities. You have Discord, it's kind of safer. Um, but who knows? Like I said, HTML5 is the future, so we'll see what happens there. I think armies have a big chance with that
Yeah,
to get big.
definitely. All right, Gemma would actually like to ask a question in the voice call. Would you be down for that, Zuke?
All right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Here, Gemma, if you want to bring yourself up to the stage. Is she in the stage? Oh, there we go. What's
Yeah.
up, Gemma?
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
This
Alright.
is
I have the
SM Legends
question.
City Dine.
Yeah.
She's largely credited with the creation of the Aussia division as a whole. She's an ACP legend. She's created the People's Imperial Confederation, so she's
Yes.
Alright.
pre-qualified. Yeah,
ACP had a very
Hi.
strong Aja back in the day. I'll say
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, indeed. Thank you, Flipmer. Alright. Okay.
Yeah.
My my question is, um, I already asked about what your opinion is on who the greatest legend of all time is, and you answered
Right.
Andrew or whatever.
Yeah, Andrew
Must
and
have
must
guessed.
have a 10x. Yeah.
Um, yeah. Uh, my question to you now is, apart from like the greatest soul leader of all time, what do you think was the greatest leadership of all time? With both old CPA and like post CPA, like post Club Penguin shutdown considered.
Okay. I'll say two things. I'll say there's a part where before I was involved with armies, I'll say Boomer and Tanner with Nachos and ACP, huge. They had some revolutionary stuff going on. But when I was involved, I definitely think Andrew, because Andrew was really quick with switching. If he wanted to switch to another army, he switched and he was able to grow it so big so fast, and that's really crazy and really important how he did that. So I have a lot of respect for Andrew, for sure. Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
Andrew.
for sure. I would like to add to that.
Yeah.
So of course, Andrew is definitely a leader to be respected. But would you have like a specific period within Andrew's leadership that you like within armies that you would consider to be like his peak? Like like for example, he was a part of the Drew crew back in like what 2016, 2017 in Ice Warriors, and then his
Right.
post um post Club Penguin shutdown, his experience there, or even in Golds. So
Right.
what's your opinion there?
Yeah. I'd say actually it grew with every army he switched to. So he did Dark Warriors and Golds, and Golds was huge at the time. But looking back at it, it was not that big. But at the time, it was huge. But the fact that he switched to Pirates, and then Pirates was, I don't know if you remember that, but it was huge
Oh
with
yeah,
Andrew.
yeah, no, I do.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then he switched to Ice Warriors, and I feel like with your question, my answer is definitely Ice Warriors. He had such a big impact, grew so big. On Zat, he was huge. I think he was hitting sizes of 40 to 60 on Zat. But
Yeah,
when it
for
switched to
sure.
CPO, he hit sizes of 250 plus. Like
Right.
that's like insane. Like
Mhm.
that's never been done before, and I feel like that's the peak. Ice Warriors.
Yeah. And I mean to add on to that, I think I mean with the Ice Warriors, not only did he create like such a great size, but he completely redefined the meaning of the Ice Warriors.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like prior to his involvement in IW, Ice Warriors was an isolationist, calm, collected,
Oh,
cool
for sure.
army
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
did not get involved in any conflict, and if
Yeah.
they did,
You know
they'd side
what?
of ACP. So then when Icy Feet decided after like I think it was like after like Test 7 or someone retired, they hired Andrew, and then Andrew brought his friends,
I
and
think it was Alpulio or something.
that completely changed the Ice Warriors.
Yeah, he
Like
was
they
really good at building communities. Yeah.
yeah
Yep.
Yeah, it was huge. There's something you said that I wanted to say. With the Ice Warriors, actually. So when everything shut down, I actually made a veteran chat for the Ice Warriors, a Discord. It was the first Ice Warriors Discord. It's still around. Not a lot of people know about it, but a lot of vets are on it, veterans and stuff. And I created it. And at the time, around a little bit later, Andrew and Freezy66 came up to me, and Freezy and Andrew really wanted admin on the server, and I gave Andrew admin, and Freezy really wanted admin. And what they wanted to do was they wanted to bring back Ice Warriors. I think 2019, around there, when they started the CPO grind. And I'm like, listen, man, Andrew, go make your own server. This is gonna stick as like a relic, as a history chat, because I don't want to ruin it. I don't want it to get like defaced or whatever. I was afraid of that. So I left it alone, and I influenced Andrew to go make his own server. And that's actually the current day Ice Warrior server, the one that I told Andrew to make.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I think Andrew, like, he's created so much of an impact in Ice Warriors. Like, not only is he a mythic within the army, but you look at his friends, like, you look at the Drew crew, and there are, like, icons and legends and champions. So it's clear that not only him, but like, he has left such an impact within the army, and that's going to forever be remembered.
You know, they argue, Final argues that, like, oh, like this and that about the crew, about me being in the crew. I was in the crew up in, like, in and out. Like, I'll be part of it or not. Like, just like that. But the other guys, they always stuck with it and stayed loyal to it.
Yeah.
I was definitely part of it at some points, and that was fun.
Yeah.
Little secret meetings on Andrew's secret Zap chat for the Drew crew. That was cool.
Yeah.
Fun, yeah.
We have another.
Any more questions?
Definitely. We have another question. What have you been doing from your time away of CPA? So besides CPA, like, what have you been doing in your free time? You know.
Right. So my free time, I've been partying, having fun. I'm actually going to a huge party tomorrow.
Oh, bet.
You know, just enjoying life. But in the workspace, school, been working on school, and actually since April, I've been working on making NFTs, because I do art and stuff, high quality art. So I've been planning on doing an NFT collection drop, and I have some cool crypto developers and some cool people involved. And if it goes correctly, you know, there's a potential to make millions in under 30 minutes. So it's definitely really hype.
An invite your server.
No. It's not public yet. No.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but that's coming up for me, and what I've been doing besides armies. Yeah,
definitely. So Flugel would like to know, what's your opinion on Club Penguin Advanced? That's a CPPS that Epic 101 is highly involved in creating. I know Flav is an admin on there, and he's also wondering, do you think armies will switch to it once it releases? So it's just going to be a browser HTML5 CPPS, primarily geared towards armies.
Okay, so about that, Epic's been coming to me actually to help create this. So he needed me to give him the basic engine, the client for HTML5 CPPS. I gave him the files for it. I'm like, listen, these are my files, but it's pretty basic, not too much going on. So I gave him that, and I'm helping him through it. If he has any questions, he hits me up. But I'm definitely helping him with that. So I'm all for it. I'm rooting for it. Hell yeah.
Definitely. That's awesome, man. Another really good question from Ugly is, who do you think is someone that deserves legend?
Someone that deserves legend.
Yes.
I don't really know, man. It's, you know, if a name's brought up to me, I could tell you yes or no.
Ugly, are there any names you want me to throw out?
Yeah, hold on. I'll say Dr. Matt. He had his opportunity. I think he tried paying for it. But Dr. Matt, looking back at it, he had a lot of cool, like, big points in his time, and I think he might deserve it for sure. So if you guys do a legends voting in the future,
can I just interject?
Yeah.
I believe he actually did get legend temporarily.
He did, but I think he paid for it, and it was kind of rigged.
Among, like, I think him and Tax, those two, they paid off the Legends Lord back in CPAC.
Yeah.
And they got legend, but it was exposed, so both of them got it revoked, as far as I'm aware. Which kind of sucks, because that undermines any of their achievements, like their actual achievements. So.
You know, back in like 2014, I was chilling in the Golds chat by myself, and it was like 2 a.m. and Tax came up. He's like, "Hey, my name's Tax. Like, I'm an old vet. Da 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 da." And I'm like, okay, cool. And he asked me like a day on Zat. You know what the day is. And he was just telling me about himself. I didn't really know who he was at the time, but I think I was one of the first people he interacted with when he rejoined the community at the time. Yeah.
Definitely.
Like at 2 a.m. Yeah.
Ugly didn't have any people to throw out specifically for Legend. But, do you believe this year has spawned any Legends, whether SM or Major? Just to expand on his question.
Well, it's really touchy because we saw what happened in 2020 with huge Golden Age.
Yeah.
And then the downfall now with 2021.
Yeah.
Armies already hitting those sizes, but I think the big boys, Templars and whoever and stuff, I think they might have a shot, but I think there shouldn't be any votes, maybe one.
Oh, okay.
But again, in the future, HTML5's coming, so armies will be way bigger in the future for sure. So at that time, there will be definite Legends.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying to add on to that.
Go ahead.
I think. Oh, I know this is Zuke's interview, so I don't want to butt in anymore. But I think the last thing I'll say is that, though there are ups and downs in every year, and that Legends should be held in a high regard, and their status is meant to mean something. I think that through each year, despite the ups and downs, I think each year was relative. Okay,
I feel like for example, you can't.
Yeah, like for example, even though 2015 was by no means like comparable to the 2013 Golden Age, there were still people who made an impact in 2015. Because
You're right, yes.
like you got to take the context. Like in 2015, autotyping there was autotyping was starting to be like outlawed by by Club Penguin, and really stamped down upon. And there were still people who persevered through that, even though the sizes weren't as great as 2013. And that's the same thing. That's the same thing with.
I want to touch on that real quick. So Andrew had me autotype when I first joined. He's like, all right, I need you to go on here and get this program and start autotyping. And I was doing that, and I got banned on my main account. Don't autotype on your main account.
Damn.
I got banned, and I went by the name Nice907. And
at that
time, I had to think of a new name, so I went by Frozen Zuke. And then Andrew's like, just shorten it up to Zuke. It sounds cooler. So continue, City. Continue.
Yeah. So, and that translates what I said. Like, for example, 2013 to 2015. That translates to kind of 2020 to 2021. Like, 2021 was a new golden age for CPA. I'd say the golden ages were 2007. Then there was kind of a golden age in 2009, and then again in 2013. And then again in 2020. Okay, but the sizes are low, and I think a lot of that is as a result of the death of Flash, and also the closure of a bunch of major armies like Dark Warriors, Elites, DCP,
right,
to name a few, and the end of CPO. But alas, but you got to keep everything relative, because while the sizes are low, there are still people who are persevering. And for example, if you took Zing, for example, though he's already Legend, let's just take Zing. If you took Zing and you put him in like a 2013 scenario where armies are booming, he would be just as great as fucking as Puckley or whatever. Like, so everything has to be like considered in that manner. Like, sure, the sizes aren't as great, but these leaders would be prospering in an alternate environment. So we gotta.
It's like making the best of the tools you've been given. You can't really blame someone for a exodus within the community itself. Like, they can't be at fault for that. But doing the best with the resources they've been provided and building upon that. Not just being satisfied with like maxing this amount of numbers. It's like, you are making strides to improve your army, and then in doing so, you improve the overall community, you introduce new people to it, etc. Stuff like that.
Yeah, using your resources is the best thing you can do, for sure. That's what I did in 2020. I used my skills and resources to push.
Definitely.
Exactly. And I think that applies to everyone regardless of the circumstances.
I
So you
don't
just gotta
think they
take
should skip
context.
this year's legend inductions,
Mhm.
but it might be a little bit touchy. Maybe there can be 1 or 2.
Yeah,
And you know, it doesn't have to be people of this year. They can do people from the past too.
right.
Like,
Yeah, for sure.
That's fire, yeah. Something I wanted to bring up was pretty funny about Zuke changing his name to Zuke was I know you like randomly DM'd me one day and you're like, bro, I don't even know why my name is Zuke. So that was just something random that
yeah,
stuck out. But yeah.
yeah, man. That's how it's. I went with Frozen Zoot because of the
Yeah.
Club Penguin, like
Right, right.
the snow and ice stuff. So I try to keep it like that.
Mhm.
I was gonna do like Icy Mike or something. But,
Oh,
like, that
I'm
shit
glad
sounds
you
lame,
did
so I'll just go
Zuke,
with
bro. Nah, Icy Mike is kind of
it's unique.
cringe, bro.
Yeah, it's unique.
Yeah, legit. Yeah, and it looks good. Like, if there was something plastered all over those CP armies.net rooms that wasn't like if it was said like Icy Mike, bro, I would have hated those rooms. But like, at least Zuke isn't like obnoxiously long, bro. You know?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's short. That's why Andrew said shorten it up to Zoot.
Yeah, that's smart. Because it's like even my name is LEGOMAN, which is like literally 2 syllables, and people just call me Lego. Like,
Yeah, it's
you
called me
know?
Lego. Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
City, like no one calls her City 9. Like I feel like you always drop the numbers off people's names, but
No, yeah.
9
yeah,
is the
but
best number you can have in your name for
yeah,
sure. Nice 907.
legit,
Yeah.
exactly, bro.
Yeah, Antonio 960.
Oh,
Oh,
and bro from
man.
Golds, yeah,
Dude. Yeah, me,
legit.
him, and some other people. Yeah,
SS
we
legend,
started up over there at Gold's, and
yeah,
it's definitely
Bro,
a
and
legend.
Antonio's based. He tried to
yeah.
recruit my army. It's cool.
Anthony is awesome, man.
Yeah, I hope if armies return in the future and are huge, I hope Ant just joins back with Gold's and makes it big or something.
Yeah.
No, I saw him like come back in like 2019. He like dropped by Discord and he attended a few ACP events. I made his CPA TG account.
Oh
Like,
wow.
Right.
yeah, so he's around, but
SM
I
legends
don't know.
gotta stick together, yeah.
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 I'd say if they definitely vote legends
Mm-hmm.
for this year, Ant can definitely be one for the year, but it could be based off his past history. I know, like,
Right.
some
Because he's
people.
already SM, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he is. Oh,
He's SM.
I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah, he's SM Gold's legend, SS legend.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let me check his page. I know I made him a wiki page.
That's cool.
Yeah, legit. Yeah, small medium legends. Is he a Romans leader? I don't know if he was a legend. Oh yeah, he is a Romans legend. Okay, bet.
Interesting. Also, Echo had a question. He says ACP hiring. I believe every single army is hiring, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, ACP just had a mass exodus.
Oh,
so...
sorry. Yes, the context. All right. So basically, their commander-in-chiefs, their two only commander-in-chiefs,
Cubby and
CSY and
CSY.
Cubby,
Yeah.
both retired on the same day, as well as 3 other HCOM at the same time. And as a result, a bunch of people left. By the end of like a 2-day period, 11 people had retired,
Yeah.
including 8 HCOM.
Oh,
So
wow.
now
Yeah.
ACP only has like 3 HCOM and like a couple moderators.
I don't know if you know Fat Chicken, but Fat Chicken is the new leader, and they did promote Tia, who's like Gugs Plugs, and then Faith Unicorn are their new 2 ICs.
Interesting. I'll say this about CSY. CSY definitely deserved to get legend for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I've known him before he even was in armies. I've known him on Zat, and he was making like graphics and stuff, and he made me like a background and stuff. And it was cool to see him join ACP and then rank his way up, and eventually in 2020 have some really big heights to his career and history, which was really cool. Mad respect.
And
CSY.
Musta actually recruited CSY. He was a Musta recruit.
Oh yes, that's what
Yeah. Musta got him and then a Toy Soldier. He got both of them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He pulled CSY off Zat for sure. I remember seeing him on Zat.
Yeah.
Toy.
Toy Soldier. Yeah.
He might be toxic and all that, but he definitely has some really big heights too. For sure. I was actually leader in training under Toy and Dark Warriors, so
yeah, that was
in like 2015.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got you. All right. Drip Tom said, "What makes a good Club Penguin army to you?"
What makes a good army is positivity within the
Oh
army
yeah.
and good recruiting. If you have a really stable recruiting like method of getting people in to join, that's how you start booming, and that's how you get big.
Definitely. Yep. And I feel like
I,
positivity is sometimes like underappreciated because if your army has awful morale and no one wants to do anything, then your size is gonna drop significantly. Like you
Or you
need
don't
to
want
keep that.
toxicity, man. You don't want
Yeah, you need to
toxicity.
keep that momentum like forward and positive.
Of course, there will always be drama, but don't have it be toxic drama.
Right.
Not gonna name any names and armies, but they're out there.
Yeah.
I
Ugly.
do have a question.
Oh, could go for it, City.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I was just gonna say, what do you think, just in general, not your favorite army, but what do you think, which army do you think had the most interesting theme or like uniform or like idea? Which army had like the best?
I'd say definitely 2020 Dark Warriors. That's why I said it was probably one of my favorite items to make, because if you look at it, the green and black is so slick and clean. It was so cool. Like, I loved it.
Yeah.
Fun fact: the
For
Dark
sure.
Warriors.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was that was my introduction to armies, but I
nice,
stole
man.
IW before I could attend a single event.
Nice. I was there for Dark Warriors with El Mikey.
Oh yeah.
Toy Soldier.
Big boy.
I got to meet Saw and Unknown and all them guys. Yeah, I got to meet all of them. It was pretty cool.
But I heard that everyone was scared of them because they would always like dox and DDoS everyone.
that was that for you, man.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
That was an everyday basis for that.
Yeah.
City can back me up, bro. That was an everyday basis.
Yeah.
You didn't know what was coming.
You make someone upset, your power is out for a week.
dude, that was so fucking. Sorry for swearing.
But you had to love it, man.
So unpredictable.
You had to love it.
It was the Wild West, dude.
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
I remember like being like 2015. I was ACP leader, and then like I would be scheduling an invasion of light troops, and then like 30 minutes before the event, my internet goes out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
I remember people were just posting paste bins like all the time with IPs and doxes.
Yeah, that's a funny story. One time there was like a paste bin, and I think it was like 2012 that like went out with like 100 people's like doxes. And
holy shit.
Okay, and CPAC posted about it, and in the docs list, I was there, but under the email, they didn't put like the docs' email. They put my mom's email instead of mine.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I applied for CPAC, and in the comments, when they wrote like, "What's your WordPress email?" I used my mom's email for my
Wow.
WordPress.
That's funny.
So,
yeah, they never really think things out back then like that. Yeah. See, back then you had to go on the website and literally go to the join page and fill out a whole form to join, and you have to get accepted. Whereas now you just go on the Discord to get a role. Like it's so simple.
Back in the day, you had to go to the join page, fill out a form saying, "Are you going to be loyal and active? What's your experience?"
Yeah.
Like all that.
Definitely, bro. Let me see if there's any other questions we have.
And if anyone wants to make a question with their voice on
voice chat, we can just pull you to the stage as long as you're cool with being on the CPAO site.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't have to sign like a liability waiver, but
right. Already signed mine.
Yeah. Ugly has a question. He said, "Who was your favorite person to work with?"
Favorite person to work with?
Yeah.
And what type of stance? Like leading or
I would just say
I would assume leading,
yeah.
I'd say in the leader role.
Yeah. Is there any
the leader role? Yeah, I mean there is someone, yeah. I would say Cargo.
Oh yeah.
He was actually like a really good leader. Like he stepped up and led very well. So I loved working with Cargo in the leader realm. He was definitely really and made some really good points, definitely.
And what's cool about you and Cargo is you have like the same two home armies, I would say, with Ice Warriors and SWAT. Like you guys have both left a legacy in both of those armies.
For sure, yeah, it was pretty cool. And I gave him that opportunity with SWAT.
Yeah, and you guys were both Godfathers.
Of course, he was already a SWAT legend.
Well,
Yeah, we're both SWAT godfathers, but like he
Mhm.
was already a SWAT legend, and the opportunity he took with me, giving him leader,
Yeah,
made him a godfather, and I'm glad he took it because it was really fun, and I know he liked it for
yeah,
sure. Who
definitely.
wouldn't want to hit 100 with SWAT? Come on.
Exactly. Oh, Flav says he has a question at BC, so Flav, if you want to
All
go
right,
ahead and
yeah,
ask that.
throw him in, yeah.
Hello. What do you think of the pirates?
What type of pirates? Now pirates, past pirates, Andrew's pirates,
As
I think there's no
just
real
in general.
distinction.
just
There's
Yeah,
no
just
real
in general.
distinction between the pirates of Andrew 24 and Water Kid and pre
Yeah, Water Kids
CP.
pirates,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Pirates in general, the
you can go
army
through
is,
both.
you know, there's armies that like seem cool and stuff. Pirates is definitely really cool, and I know Epic Water Kid technically he gave Andrew the power to use pirates at the time, but Water Kid owned the website, and Water Kid gave Epic the opportunity to use pirates in CPO, and of course he's gonna take the opportunity because oh, it's the pirates, you know, like it's so much fun, like you know, gets all the kids involved and stuff. Pirates is definitely dope. That's dope as fuck. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
really
love
like the
pirates.
theme. Yeah,
Yeah, the theme and all that. Yeah, it was cool, and that's why Andrew went for it because you know it's the pirates, man. Love the
yeah,
pirates.
exactly. And it's like I feel like it's
Uh,
such a simple theme that's like it's just you're literally pirates. It's like Rockhopper's crew, and I feel like that's what interests people because
Yeah.
like as a kid, Rockhopper was my favorite mascot. Rockhopper and Rookie, they were like my idols, bro. So it's like if I had seen a bunch of pirates like roaming around on CP, of course I would have like thrown on like a eye patch and like joined in.
That's what
So
I'm
yeah,
saying. Like, get the kids involved. Oh, it's the pirates. Like, that's what I'm saying with Rock Hopper and all that. Yeah.
exactly.
What, Flav? Do you like the pirates? What is your opinion on the pirates?
Pirates is my origin, I guess I could say.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, that's
So,
cool.
literally, if they were to return tomorrow, I'd probably join. No offensing, but yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right, City
All
says she
right.
has another question for VC.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question. I think it might get an interesting answer. So,
Ooh, all right.
look, I'm gonna divide this into two parts.
Oh
Okay,
damn.
and this involves war. Okay,
Right.
so I would like to know what your favorite war that you've participated in was,
Right.
as well as your favorite war or the war you find most interesting that you did not participate in and rather spectated it or you just learned from history. So two answers is what I'm asking.
So there is, I don't know if I participated on the time with this one, but there was obviously the SWAT wars back in the day, maybe ACP. One I did participate in with ACP and SWAT was when I was leading like towards the end of Club Penguin. I had a war. I don't know if you remember that, but I had a little war with ACP and SWAT.
Yeah, that sounds about
And
right.
I
Yeah,
can't
they're always going to
remember.
war. I know Cargo was a
Yeah.
big figure in like the Mammoth Occupation War, but that was pretty much
Mm.
every single SWAT ACP
Yeah,
conflict. Yeah,
look, I'll tell you, back in our GCPA, once every year there was at least one
yeah,
battle, like one war between ACP and SWAT.
Yeah.
Even during my leadership in 2015, I went to
Mhm.
war with Bad Boys SWAT. So
Yeah.
look, but
You know,
anyway, continue with the
some
answers.
yeah, some wars. I can't remember the top of my head, but if there's some like wiki articles about them back in the day, it would be cool to remember them.
definitely.
But my favorite war and the war I participated in was, I don't even think they have a name for it, but I call it the COVID War, which was 2020, and it
Mhm.
has to be called the COVID War because that's what made everyone be involved
Yeah.
with COVID.
Uh-huh.
And dude, it's just like it's the reason why SWAT hit 100. I was battling underground mafia and light troops with
Oh
SWAT
yeah.
and battling Doritos, and I was allies with Ice Warriors, and just the fact that Ice Warriors and Doritos both hit 250 plus each is just super legendary and one of the craziest things to ever happen in armies. So that's definitely my favorite war, the COVID War.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, cool.
Awesome. All right, let me see if we have any new questions rolling in. Oh, Ugly says, "What is your favorite tournament?"
Favorite tournament? I like the Christmas ones. Those were
Oh,
cool
Christmas
because
Chaos. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
'cause they
themed ones are
themed,
cool.
Yeah, they themed the whole site. CPAC with, I don't know if you remember seeing it, but they would just theme it all Christmassy, and it
Yeah.
was cool, and it just made the vibes, man. The vibes were different. It just brought
Yeah.
in some that vibe. Yeah.
Definitely. You know.
Or ones that I've led in, definitely a Legends Cup or March Madness with Ice Warriors for sure.
Yeah. Echo would like to know, what is your favorite army currently?
Army what?
Currently, like army that's still around to this day.
Current army.
Yeah.
I got a new favorite one called People's Imperial Confederation.
But
Definitely that, and Ice Warriors and Templars.
yes, sir.
Those three.
PIC. You're Zuke Corporal, right?
What? Corporal?
Yeah, Zuke Corporal. No, it's Shaw's gonna make you a custom role called Zuke Corporal, like Lance Corporal, but Zuke.
In what?
In
What
PIC.
server? Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, I'm done.
Zuke Corporal. And then here we go. Oh, Ugly has a good question. He said, "What are your thoughts on the Templars?"
Oh, I love the Templars. Like I said, I was there when Templars were first being created, and I was asked to join. Sadly, I turned it down because I had other things going on. I was just living life, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't involved with armies, but I was there when it was first created. Shout out Zing. He's been working so hard. And Zing, you keep it up, man. And just keep going. And that all that shit that you do in the future and now, that'll just add on to your Legends bio for the history. Just do more impactful stuff. It'll just add on to it. Make it longer. Make that bio hell. Make it fill the whole page. But Templars, I love it. It's such cool vibes. I remember making them graphics too. And it's just cool. I like that Zing is running it. It's really cool. I love the Templars.
Yeah. Are there any particular army veterans that you miss?
There's so many. Zane, 20-something. And the joke armies, they were real armies. They would log on and they would get their stats on the website. So joke armies are real armies if they do what armies do and submit their stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure maybe in the future there will be more joke armies for sure.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I know LEGOMAN Army just got declared, war on, so by PIC.
Yeah.
But yeah. Any further questions? Zuke, is there anything you would like to any thoughts you would like to give us just before we close?
I mean, just don't give up. Just keep going, build your skills, and have fun with it. If someone's being toxic or rude to you, just ignore them, block them or whatever. Just ignore what they say. The more you feed into what they're saying and you respond back, the more it gives them an insight to keep it going. So,
exactly.
Just fuck the haters, do your own thing.
Definitely.
We can curse on this podcast, right?
Oh yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I've cursed multiple times, so please don't.
So they won't let that slide on them other media.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, we're chill. We're laid back.
Bro, I'm CPHQ admin. Please do not tell them.
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's admin here.
Banned,
yeah.
Why am I banned, dude?
I'm banned Zuke. Free my boy Frozen Zuke.
I will actually inquire. Following this interview.
Flav actually had a really good question, and I think it would be a good one to close with. He said, "What would you do if you were CPA legend, which you are, but if you were still leading and had accomplished everything you wanted to accomplish? So let's say you were leading SWAT, you're a godfather, you've already led to 100, you've already gotten CPA legend status. What is the next step for you?"
The next step is building up the other people in the army to do what I did.
Yeah.
And so in that case, I can eventually leave, do my own thing, and have other people continuing the process of the army. And he said, you accomplished all the things you wanted to accomplish. I'm gonna be real. There's goals you set, so I wanted to get those items and the codes in the game.
Definitely, yeah.
That was a goal, and I hit that goal. And these goals are just stuff that comes up at the moment, and you want to get it done. And you see if you can get it done, and that's how you create the history behind that.
Definitely. Yeah.
Set your goals and try to achieve it.
Awesome. All right. Oh, City said she remembers her question, so we'll take that as the last one. And then, are you good to head off, Zuke? Because this has been a 1 hour and 15-minute endeavor we've set.
This is an amazing, amazing podcast.
Yeah, is this a trip back down memory lane or something?
Look,
Exactly.
okay,
It's crazy to see all the
alright.
history you've had under your belt. It's just, I feel like it's
Yeah.
wild, you know?
And I'm
It-
not the only one. There's a lot of people with history.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's been very interesting
uh,
listening to this entire
yes.
thing.
Definitely.
Yeah. As a CPHQ admin and an admin of CPAO, I can say that while CPHQ will not do things like this, I'm glad that CPAO will.
Yeah.
So, that's before my question.
Right.
And I'd say my question is, this is a completely out of the blue question, but let's throw ourselves back to Zat, right?
Mhm.
What would your favorite, aside from name color, what would your favorite power be from Zat?
Favorite power would be the definitely the animate power, because I like to use the
Oh,
the awe face. Yeah.
all
Nice.
was so popular.
Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite powers. Had to have it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
one that like lots of
Or
new gen CPPS people like use today, and they don't even realize it was from Zat. They just
yeah,
like
but
Yeah,
they're
forget.
all
Yeah.
animated
a lot
too.
of
They were
yeah,
animated.
Mhm.
But also
yeah.
there's a power animate that had you could turn your profile picture into a GIF. That
Oh
was
yeah.
also cool. But go ahead, City.
Yeah, I was just saying a lot of armies use like Zat like emotes, and like people have no idea where it came from.
Yeah.
They don't know the context.
Yeah.
And Awe is a very popular like emote on Discord,
Definitely.
like within CPA Discords.
Mhm.
Yeah, if only they knew that back in the day you had to pay for that shit.
Right.
You had to pay for everything.
Yeah. And I would say a one final question, Zook. This is going to be a
Yeah.
completely biased question for me, but do you
All right.
believe LEGOMAN can one day obtain the legendary status, whether small, medium, or major?
Well, the path that you're on, creating legendary podcasts like these,
Mhm.
just keep it up. And hell yeah,
Nice.
just
Mhm. Yeah.
this goes for everyone throughout time. Being in the army community and seeing what you do and building up knowledge and stuff, you just apply all that and you build it and just apply it, and
Definitely.
you can definitely make some history happen for sure. I definitely think Lego, if you keep it up, you'll definitely be a army legend for sure.
Awesome. Sweet. Any final thoughts you would like to leave us with?
Everyone, please be safe on the internet and just have fun. Hit me up if you have any questions.
Awesome. Yeah. And, once again, look up Zook's wiki page if you need any more information about his background. We're going to be publishing this on the site. So if you did miss any certain part and you want to like rewatch or anything, definitely make sure to give that a view. We're going to transcribe his answers as well just to make it more accessible. But yeah, thank you
Thank
so
you so
much,
much,
Zook.
guys.
Yeah, it
Thank you
was
so
it was
much
amazing to have you here.
for everyone with your questions and everyone joining. I'm
Yeah.
like in awe of just seeing everyone here. Thank you guys so much for coming.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Take care, Zook. Bet.